All right, and welcome to another session. And last time we talked about, identifying stress in ourselves. Now what we want to talk about is, what happens if let's say you're married or, you have maybe a sibling, you live with someone that you care for and they're going through a lot of stress. You know, I know often, well, at least for myself, sometimes when when I've, felt more under pressure, under stress, I'm not always the easiest person to be around to talk to. And so we want to talk about, what do you do if someone you care about, a loved one, is going through that stress? So, Dad, what's some advice that you have in those kind of situations?
Well, it is difficult when we feel the heavy weight of stress or anxiety or depression. No, we can feel the bearing how it bears us down. But watching a loved one, deal with that is as much as hard. See, one of the most common questions, that normally we ask is how we deal with us, how we deal with family, a child, spouse, a parent or a friend who is really under a lot of stress. Okay. So we decide to discuss about this. Okay. Number one, okay, we got to be sure that we help and reconnect with the present. That is a little bit hard. When there's a stress, then there is this tendency to go between the past, okay, the failures of the past, and the worries of the future. And that's typical in any person that lives by stress. It doesn't matter if the person is perfectionist or doesn't know how to say no, or if the person is, being hyperactive. No, allow me to close this before this continue. Sorry about that. I get the phone there. Okay. So when we having this situation again, literally there is going to be some difficulties being present. So because we are looking at what my brother did 100 years ago in my mind, we feel that, oh, the failure of my mistake. And then we worry about tomorrow. We're thinking, we take that point from the past, we're projecting the future based on that. So that's typical. So we got to help the person to bring into the present. And here's a way to do it. Okay. Number one, person that's under stress, it has a lot of stress hormones circulating through the blood. That, as we say in the previous session, that interferes with our ability to really be present, to really observe our thoughts, our behavior. So it's a reactive thing. So that reactive reaction is nothing but a physical body that's going through pain. So we have to understand that regardless of how the stress is manifested, whether the person verbally upset, disconnected with you, or the person is sad, okay, or resented, or it shows any other way how the stress is in there. So you have to remember that there is pain there, okay? You have to remember that, okay? And I'm going to repeat it one more time. You have to remember that there's pain going, okay? Should be good if you said it. You listen one more time. Can you say it?
You have to remember that there's pain. There's pain there.
Pain. So a person that get upset with you, say the wrong things, okay, is going through pain. So here's the thing. Here's the confusion when we're dealing with person that got pain. There is something that we automatically do. Our physical body, when it's exposed to pain, other people's pain, and normally it turns a mechanism. It's empathy. You got empathy. It's a projection, the pain of the other person, it is reflected to you. Okay. And now internally, okay, you feel that pain. Okay. But the confusion is sometimes we confuse that pain with our pain. The pain of our past, our own issues not solved. Okay. And then something triggers to bring myself into this thing. Okay. And I'm not referring to me as the person that's witnessing. I'm referring to the memories of my mind of the past. Okay. And then this comes to the surface. Okay. And here's the pain of the other person. Oops, let me put it here. Okay, here's the pain of the other person. I witness. And here's my pain. And then most people, okay, what they do is they take their own pain and there's a focus on my pain. And that is a problem because my own pain, okay, literally, my own pain has memories of emotions that are not pleasant, whatever they might be, no? I don't feel inadequate, I don't feel accurate, I feel like victimized by others in the past, had nothing to do with this person, okay, which is my spouse or my brother or my friend or my mom. It's about something else. The pain that I feel I'm a failure, okay? So these arise with emotions. And this confusion is what, it creates an obstacle into the connection of circuitries to move with compassion. So to really feel the other person's pain. So what I'm gonna see at the moment is a narrowing, okay, a narrowing of a visual narrowing, or audio narrowing, okay, and these sensors produce agitation to the point where actually I just feeling my pain. And I think this person is the one that is annoying me. And he has something against me. See, now that creates a reaction against the other person. And it's hard for you to be compassionate and feel the pain of the other person. Hard to you to act upon this, okay? Because now, here's the danger of that, okay? You're gonna memorize the pain you've been witnessed. That is not the other person's pain, but a magnification of your own pain of the past, okay? Associated with a person for what the person said or did. And then there's a new circuitries where you associate the other person and you start associating your own situations, your own pain of the past with the other person. Okay? This is dangerous. No, this is unhealthy for your mental state because you bring in something that is not really you, okay, into the spectrum, and you magnifying something is not the other person either. You magnifying something that's memories of the past are yours, okay, and you, I would say this way, you commit a crime. No, you you're trying to blame somebody else for a crime that you made in the past. Not a crime, but a mistake, your own mistake. In that, in a legal terms, what would be the term for that? A legal term when I blamed you for something that I did.
I don't even know what the legal term is, but that it would be lying, basically.
That'd be lying. You do have a false witness. You become a false witness. Okay, and even from the religious point of view, that's false witness. No, so you're trying to tell somebody else. So, and the body reacts to that too. So every time the thing doesn't align with reality, there's going to be a higher level of stress. So, okay, understanding this now, here's the thing, okay? Let's repeat, what was the phrase we say? Can you repeat it? About there's pain?
There's pain, yeah. When other people are, I guess, stressed or going through things, there's pain there. There's pain involved.
And the pain, again, it's in different ways. The pain could be expressed with raising the voice, with reacting. Could it be with sadness? Could it be with disconnection? No. So this is, in all this pain that the person has is related to fears. No? Fears can come in different measurements. No? Fears of being accepted, fears of not being loved, fears of being rejected, fears of being judged. There's fears of my own fears. There's fears of failure in the future. There is, first to remember my fears. Okay, all these things. It produces pain. Fears is pain. Okay, and fears is good when you are in danger. It helps you to save your life. But when this is psychological, no, it's a fantasy. It just doesn't do anything. Okay, it makes you say the thing the wrong way. And we haven't been educated to understand what these fears are, what these emotions are. So we don't know how to talk and say, Ulysses, I feel something here horrible. I want to scream. No, I'm angry. Okay, we don't know how to communicate that way. So the lack of understanding and abilities to communicate is what it makes us to scream, yell, ignore, turn their back to others, and express these emotions and fears in a way that is hard for all of us to understand. It'll be nice if I can tell you, Ulysses, I'm really angry with you. Okay. Because this thing. So, but we don't do that. For the most part, we say, you're making me angry. You're making me angry. It's your fault. What you did. You were late. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. So, in this lack of understanding and also, an inability to really know how to communicate feelings, it creates more problems. So, since this is the world, then we can wait people to learn. We don't have to wait forever, 1,000 years, to get people to learn how to communicate. So, we need to develop the skill. And the skill is I learn, that I know that is pain. Okay. Now, how do I avoid to get the other person's pain, okay, and switch it to my pain, okay? And here's where it comes compassion. Now, why do we need to do that? Because we can become too empathetic and stay in the empathy, and that can bring distress to us. Stress, we don't want to do that. No, we want to shift it. I see your pain, and I shift into compassion. Compassion remove the pain that I experienced when I was in front of you and I see you suffering, okay? And it makes me move to do something, okay? Now, this do something is not necessarily like what we do with little kids, no? Giving ice cream so they don't cry. That's worse. You're not going to solve any problem that way. I mean, some parents do that, which is foolish, okay? But anyways, we actually do what any parents will do. Okay. If it's a cat, we hold that person, that little baby, we hug him, we clean that, we put a bandage. Okay. And we produce what's called a placebo effect. Okay, our presence, okay, our empathy, our compassion by our actions. Okay, it produces this immediate placebo effect. The little kid stops crying, feels better, and he goes to play again. Okay, and you might say, what happened here? No, he was just crying, now his lungs out, and now he's like playing. So we react the same way too. Okay, and of course we're more like sophisticated. Apparently, I don't think so. We're more complicated, but we can actually do the same in a different way. Because we're not going to grab the person and carry him. It's not a cat, but there is a real pain there. Okay, that has to be dealt with. Okay, you can't leave that cat open. It's going to be infection. There's going to be more pain, and of course the baby is going to cry more. And you cannot turn your back to that baby because he needs the influence of this mirror. Okay, that's going to be, the influence of what's going to mirror through your facial expression. Okay, that it comes when there's compassion. Just the love that you give to the kid or to your father or your mother. And as we do this, we have to be really legitimate. Okay, we can't be going to the kid and smiling, oh, poor kid, what happened? In the meantime, we're thinking, oh, this kid's so stupid, why he did that? Oh, you're good, I love you, kid. It won't work, okay? So you have to be legitimate with any person. It's the same way, okay? If I see the anger in my son, I know it's pain, okay? Of course, it's gonna agitate me a little bit, that's normal, okay? But I need to be sure that I don't really kind of bring the mirror of my own pain, and make this my own, because then I'm going to fall into the problem. I'm just feeling, instead of just a little agitating, now I'm going to feel stress. and I'm gonna hate this boy, and thinking, and start creating thoughts that are so stupid, like why he's thinking that way, why he's doing this, and then we go gossip into the spouse and trying to get help from somebody else. Or can you help this boy, and do things that don't help at all. So it makes it worse. So the placebo effect we can create just by when we do this, observing, okay, and that it creates an opportunity of connection. That opportunity connection, it helps me now, okay, to approach the person, okay, and I don't really have to give him advice. I don't need to preach. I don't need to give a counsel. All I need to is be sure that he feels that I feel, and I'm here. That's all I need to do. Okay. And we can say, son, I'm here. If you ever feel to talk about it, I'm here. Okay. If the condition is such that he's angry, and, because you have to wait, and this placebo effect produce an activation of chemicals that start influencing a reduction of stress hormones, and the person, calm down, and then it might take 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 second, maybe 2 hours. And then, of course, the compassion includes that patient that we practice, includes that paying attention, includes no judgments. No, even if I see something, I'm not going to go and judge, say, oh my goodness, you put yourself there, when are you going to change? Look at you, you're already 45 and still doing this, or you're 25 or 32. So that is just the wrong recipe, for this. So no judgment. And here's when our level of conscience, becomes high enough to produce a strong placebo effect. Okay. Now, the person at the time they're ready is going to want to talk to you. And when that happens, it will be in a second later, a minute later, 2 days later, an hour later. It doesn't matter. You don't need to put a clock. No, because we're going through different pain, different challenge with different level of stress. That we need to respect that. We need to respect the timing. Okay, we need to honor that. Okay, honoring, is so critical. No judgment. Not thinking, oh my goodness, it's been 2 hours. No, I'm sure that he is damaged because when I was that age, an hour later, I was so good and ready to talk. No, that's a foolish idea. No, that is just going to be a disaster. So, and as I mentioned, we just do that. Okay. And when the person comes, if he comes, then we're there. No. And with a very legitimate, open conversation, say, if you're ready to talk. And then, I will actually focus on trying to feel, what is the pain? And because, the feeling from that part is part of the compassion part. Okay. It will start releasing the pain of the other person. When the pain is relieved, relieving the pain. When it's relieved, then the mind and the body of the person are ready for conversation. Okay. And still, at that moment, for me, it's not to fix his or her problem or tell him what is the best way to do anything. Because, honoring the choice, okay, is what it makes the character, and it really builds the individual. Because maybe I choose strategies to fierce strategies or some other strategies, motivational strategies. That could work, but it's temporary. That is not going to build character or help my brother, my son, or my father. No. So it has to be in their own terms. Okay. It has to be the way, the normal way where it flows. Okay. And I have to really kind of have this interaction where the person feels that I'm there, and we let him talk. Okay. And we're trying to teach him through the process. And then the person will learn how to be present because this is one of the things we have to do. So, and then once when he is there present, then we help him to get moving. Giving some strategies. Don't giving a counsel. Just a strategy. Now we have to remember when there is a stress that the perspective is normally wrong, but we need to help them. No. How is that? Your behavior, okay, the way how you live with others. If you marry and you're trying to counsel your son, then the way how you respect your spouse, no, the way how you interact. No. So this brings a positive thing into balance, that actually help the other person, during the moments of stress.
And well, the one thing I want to, I guess, point out, or not really point out, more just a side note. Just you saying all this, just honestly makes me think of my wife Bethany, who is actually very good at this, because I have gone through. I think all of us have had plenty of times when we've been, really stressed out, whether it's because of work, finances, school, whatever the case may be. And there have been times when, I have been, really stressed, and she, I don't know if it's just been intuitively, because this is not something she was trained on or anything, but she has been very good at just listening, or even just almost treating, not treating me like a child, but doing the whole, just holding me, just allowing me time to when the time is right to then talk to her, and then she listens. And yeah, having that empathy and compassion um, has been very, very good for me for when I do go through those situations.
Another thing is we got to be sure that we don't do this when we're under stress. No, if we're under stress, we have to take the same counsel to ourselves. Okay, be understanding that this reaction is pain. Okay, accepting and going through pain. Okay, and trying to understand, what is triggering, and be honest. Be honest with yourself, and then if we're there, communicate with the other person. No, like saying, I don't feel good to talk now. So as you see me that I'm really saying something foolish, it's not you. Okay. So confirming the others, because the other person maybe don't know that you're going through pain. Let them know. Okay. And then do things that will calm yourself. Go for a walk, go for a run. Do some breathing exercise. Listen to some music. Maybe do something fun to laugh. Uh, take a cold shower. Anything. That it will help you. Maybe take a massage. I don't know. And then go back and talk. No. And again, not putting blame, not defend yourself, not excuse yourself. No. Say as it is, very honestly, and express your feeling. That will help you if you're on that side. Don't try to cancel somebody or fight somebody when you're under stress. But there's another thing that will help you if you are the one that's stressed. Go and do something good for somebody else. Okay. It doesn't matter. Maybe a dog, feed him, take him for a walk, or perhaps water the plants, maybe cook some for a neighbor, or you have a little money, maybe somebody needs a little money. Just, secretly give it to them, pay a bill of somebody that's having a high burden, or maybe sit down to listen and just talk and listen. And you see how all these conditions may dissipate, and then you're ready to talk.
Yes. So I really hope that this helps, and we will catch you guys next time.